Right now, someone is learning how to manipulate you. They are watching videos on body language. They are studying cognitive biases. They are memorizing persuasion tactics and influence techniques. They are learning how to read your weaknesses and exploit them. And maybe that bothers you. Maybe it makes you think you should do the same. Learn the game, level the playing field, fight fire with fire. But here is what I want you to understand. While they are learning tricks, you have the option to build systems. While they are studying manipulation, you have the option to study something far more powerful. And the difference between these two paths is not just moral, it is strategic. One path creates power that expires. The other creates power that compounds. One path creates paranoia. The other creates peace. One path makes you a tactician. The other makes you a king. Today I am going to show you exactly why your enemies are studying the wrong thing, and why what you are about to learn will outlast everything they know. Stay until the end, because the final framework I give you is the one that separates temporary wins from permanent authority. Most people never understand this distinction, but once you do, everything changes. Let's begin. Let me start by acknowledging something uncomfortable. Manipulation works. If you learn dark psychology, if you study Machiavelli, if you master the art of reading people and exploiting their triggers, you will get results. You will win negotiations. You will control conversations. You will get people to do what you want. So I am not going to stand here and tell you it does not work. It does. In the short term, it absolutely does. But here is the question nobody asks. What is the cost? And I'm not talking about the moral cost. I am talking about the strategic cost. Because here is what happens when you build your influence on manipulation. You enter a game you can never stop playing. Every interaction becomes a performance. Every relationship becomes a transaction. Every person becomes a variable you have to manage. And that is exhausting. Not just emotionally, strategically. Because manipulation requires constant vigilance. You have to stay 10 steps ahead. You have to remember every angle you played, every story you told, every perception you crafted. One slip and the whole thing collapses. But there is a deeper cost, one that most people do not see until it is too late. When you manipulate people, you make enemies. Maybe not immediately, maybe not obviously, but over time, people figure it out. And when they do not forgive, they do not forget. And they do not give you second chances. So you end up isolated, surrounded by people who fear you or use you, but nobody who actually trusts you. And without trust, you have power, but no peace. You have control, but no security. You have dominance, but no legacy. That is the Machiavellian path, and it is a trap. Now let me show you the alternative. While your enemies are learning how to manipulate, you have the option to learn something entirely different. Not how to control people, but how to position yourself so that control becomes unnecessary. This is the Solomonic path. And it is not about being better than manipulation. It is about being beyond it. Let me explain the difference. Manipulation is the short game. It is about winning today, closing this deal, dominating this conversation, getting this person to comply. Solomonic strategy is the long game. It is about building a foundation so solid that opportunities come to you. Relationships deepen over time. Influence compounds without effort. Manipulation extracts value. Solomonic strategy creates it. Manipulation builds walls. Solomonic strategy builds bridges. Manipulation makes you indispensable through dependency. Solomonic strategy makes you irreplaceable through value. And here is the proof. Every manipulator eventually gets exposed. Every Machiavellian leader eventually falls. But Solomonic principles have lasted 3,000 years. Not because they are morally superior, though they are, but because they are strategically superior. Let me give you a concrete example. Two people walk into the same company at the same level. Person A studies manipulation. They learn how to take credit for other people's work, how to undermine competitors subtly, how to position themselves as indispensable by creating dependencies, how to manage perceptions so they always look good, even when they are not delivering. Person B studies Solomonic strategy. They focus on creating real value, solving problems nobody else can solve, building relationships based on mutual benefit, elevating the people around them so that when those people rise, they bring person B with them. In year one, person A rises faster. They play the politics better. They know how to get noticed. They climb. But by year 5, something shifts. Person A has made enemies. People have figured out the game. Trust is gone. And when the next crisis hits, when the company needs someone they can actually rely on, person A is not that person. Person B, meanwhile, has built something different. A network of people who trust them. A reputation for reliability. A track record of solving real problems. And when opportunities open up, person B does not have to fight for them. They are offered. That is the difference. Manipulation is a sprint. Solomonic strategy is a marathon. And marathons are won by people who pace themselves, not by people who burn out in the first mile. Now let me show you the 3 core distinctions between these two paths, because this is where it gets practical. The first distinction is motive. Manipulators ask, what can I take from this interaction? What can I extract? What advantage can I gain? Solomonic strategists ask, what can I build here? What value can I create? What alliance can I form? Same interaction. Completely different lens. And here is why this matters. When you approach every interaction as an extraction opportunity, people feel it, maybe not consciously, but they sense it. And they start guarding themselves around you. They stop being vulnerable. They stop offering opportunities. They stop trusting you. But when you approach interactions as creation opportunities, people feel that too. They sense that you're not just taking, you're building, and they want to be part of what you're building. That shift in motive changes everything. The second distinction is time frame. Manipulators optimize for today. This deal, this conversation, this win. Solomonic strategists optimize for a decade from now. They ask, how will this decision affect my reputation in 5 years? How will this relationship compound over time? What am I building that will outlast me? And here is what long-term thinking does. It eliminates short-term manipulation as a viable strategy. Because when you think in decades, burning a bridge today to win a negotiation makes no sense. You might need that bridge in 5 years. You might need that person's trust when the stakes are higher. Long-term thinking forces integrity. Not because you are trying to be a good person, but because integrity is the most efficient strategy over time. The third distinction is foundation. Manipulators build on perception. Their power is based on what people think of them. Their control is based on managing those perceptions carefully. Solomonic strategists build on reality. Their power is based on what they actually deliver. Their influence is based on the value they actually create. And here is the problem with perception-based power. It is fragile. One exposure, one slip, one moment where the mask falls and everything collapses, but reality-based power is anti-fragile. The more pressure you put on it, the stronger it gets, because it is not based on a performance, it is based on actual results. When a crisis hits, when the pressure mounts, when people need someone they can actually rely on, perception-based power evaporates, reality-based power rises. Now here is where this becomes deeply practical. Because I am not just telling you that Solomonic strategy is better, I am telling you how to implement it. If you want to stop playing the manipulation game and start building real power, here is what you do. First, audit your motives. Every interaction you enter this week, ask yourself, am I trying to extract or create? Am I taking or building? And if the answer is extracting, pause, reframe, find the creation opportunity. Second, extend your time frame. Stop optimizing for today. Start asking, how will this decision look in 5 years? Will I be proud of how I handled this? Will this person trust me more or less because of what I am about to do? Third, build on reality, not perception. Stop managing how people see you and start delivering value they cannot ignore. Stop crafting your image and start solving real problems. Because reality always wins in the long run. This is not idealism. This is strategy. This is what actually works when the dust settles and the manipulators are exposed and the short-term winners have burned out. And here is what I have observed after studying this for years. The people who win long-term are not the best manipulators. They are the people who stopped playing that game entirely. They are not fighting for power. They are positioning themselves where power flows naturally. They are not managing perceptions. They are building reputations that speak for themselves. They are not extracting value. They are creating so much value that people want to keep them around. That is Solomonic power. And it is unshakable. Now let me address the fear that is probably in your mind right now. You might be thinking, but if I do not learn manipulation, I will be at a disadvantage. I will be the only one playing fair in a game full of cheaters. And I understand that fear. But here is what that fear misses. You are not refusing to learn manipulation because you want to be nice. You are refusing because it is strategically inferior. Yes, manipulators will win some battles. They will close some deals. They will dominate some rooms. But they will lose the war, because the war is not fought in a day. It is fought over decades, and decades are won by people who build trust, create value, and form alliances, not by people who extract, deceive, and dominate. So you are not playing fair. You are playing smart. You are playing a different game. A longer game, a better game. And when you win that game, you do not just have power, you have peace. You do not just have control, you have legacy. You do not just have dominance, you have respect. That is the difference. Here is the principle I promised you at the beginning, the one that changes everything. Your enemies are studying manipulation because they do not understand the difference between tactics and strategy. They think power is about winning interactions, but power is not about winning interactions. It is about positioning yourself where winning becomes inevitable. Manipulation is a tactic. Solomonic strategy is a system. Tactics win battles, systems win wars. And if you are still learning tactics while your competitors are building systems, you have already lost. You just do not know it yet. So here is my challenge to you. Stop studying manipulation. Stop learning tricks. Stop trying to outsmart people in the moment. Start building systems. Start creating value. Start thinking in decades. Because the world is full of manipulators. And they are all fighting each other for scraps. but the world is starving for strategists. People who build instead of extract. People who create instead of take. People who operate from a foundation so solid that manipulation cannot touch them. Be that person. Build that foundation. Play the long game and watch what happens when everyone else burns out and you are still standing. This is Solomonic power. This is 3,000 years of proof, and I am giving it to you for free. No paywall, no membership, no hidden levels. Because wisdom is not a product. And if you made it this far, you deserve access to it. Subscribe if you want more of this. This is just the beginning. Let's build something that outlasts everything they know. Save this video to re-watch again later. This is the kind of insight dark psychology channels would charge you for. I'm giving it to you because the best way to neutralize manipulation is to raise the intelligence of the entire room. Subscribe if you want more. No paywall, just wisdom. And check out these suggested videos to continue the journey and step into the next level in the Solomonic Wisdom.